Hello and welcome to another edition of the mother of all par threes playthroughs. This is for the VLS Contest Series Design event run by yours truly, Victor Lane. Today we are at Valley Road Par 3 by WhatGrenadeWhere. Heading into the settings, we see we'll be playing off the red tees, pin 1, and checking on our course conditions. We're going to be normal firmness, firm greens, and fast speeds. Should be in for an electrifying round here in the desert, from what it appears in the thumbnail. Do appreciate Grenade designing for us in this contest. I am not terribly familiar with his designs, but recognize the name and have seen some of his stuff within the community, so excited to play through this par 3 course. Well, let's take the drone up just briefly, check things out. So we've got a desert environment, as I said. Always love the contrast that you get with the desert environment. It just pops off of the screen typically. So without spoiling anything or uncovering any secrets, we will take a look around briefly. And yeah, we'll notice that beautiful contrast looks like all the way through the round. Our clubhouse there on top of the hill. And some rock outcroppings and such that we'll be playing through and around. So let's head back over and find Victor here on the first tee. Measuring 115 yards, and we've got some wind to contend with here. So a short par 3, trouble looks like it's on the short side. If you're not going to make the green, you're going to roll back the slopes here on both sides with a bunker in front. And it looks like maybe there'd be a pin up here and then the rest of them down through the slope. So let's try to get with the wind in our face. Let's make sure we get enough of this, hopefully. Oh, we are up on that portion that another pin would be on that this one is not on. With 165 speed. So we're not going to want to get much of this one at all. Just let it get down that slope. And hopefully give us something where we can just make the comebacker. But my goodness, I definitely wasn't in the right spot on the green from the tee shot. But we save our par and move forward. I'm noticing already I like the planting a lot. You've got sort of the mesquite desert type trees and some brownish grass, but then mixing in some color as well. Some cactuses, some pink flowers. How can you go wrong with pink flowers, right? A short par 3 here, 87 yards. I like the view with the clubhouse in the background. Grass doesn't block the bunkers in the front. Looks nice. I may have popped the back of these bunker lips just up a little bit more. That would give you some more slopage on the green here to work with. kind of went with a horizontal narrow green, which works for a short wedge in hand. And then we've got a runoff here on the left if you've got a pin over here to kind of pay attention to that. But we're going to be downwind, downhill. Hopefully popping this somewhere up on the green. Yeah, the color palette is really appealing. I'm enjoying the color palette so far. Oh! A lip. Caught the lip. Bummer. We could have made that. So we start with 2 3s right out of the gate. All right, 151 downhill. We start to see some rock features on the edges of the course. Got some fence work here. Yeah, it's a good looking tee shot. I like how it's framed. Let's see what the green's doing. Bunkers are sitting in the hill pretty nicely. I like that. So we've got a runoff here to contend with. And what's it doing on the back? Oh, we don't want to be long either. We could be down on the other green if we're long. So downhill but into the wind. How do we contend with that? We hope that we guess right. Oh no, I'm up on the wrong level again. This tier would have been great for another pin, but I'm sure it's one of the other ones that I didn't select. Oh, one time. One time. Are you kidding me? Excuse me. Oh, it's a very razor thin margin here at Valley Road Par 3 on the edges of the cup. Apparently it's got to be perfect to go in. All right, very cool. We're going straight back up the hill. I like the layering here. I like that you brought the fairway down on both sides, because from the fairway, it just gives that really nice pop of color. You've got your layered bunkers, and then on up with this approach, and then the green up top with the rocks in the background. Nice look there. 56 feet uphill, downwind, and looks like a lot of this part of the green is going to be off limits. I certainly don't want it to be rolling back down through here. So, take a little extra. Take a little extra. Oh, I'm not going to complain about that bounce. I can live with that. Oh, it's getting better. Yeah, I can live with that for sure. Just get a little delicate putt down in here and reward it with the birdie. Nicely done. I believe this is the only desert course I remember so far. in all the playthroughs. So it stands alone in the environment category. Semi-blind tee shot. I like that look. I don't mind it. I don't think it's off limits, even in a par 3. As long as you're giving the golfer some kind of clue as to where to go, what the green's doing. You know, you can see lots of green here. Now we obviously see there's going to be a false left here that we want to stay away from, and that is a severe runoff. As a matter of fact, I don't think the ball would stop there. I think it's going to run all the way down here. So even though this fairway is here, there's probably no real point to it because the ball's not going to stop there. So we're going to want to err on the side of caution over here. And yet we don't want to land here where the ball could go careening all the way over. Challenging hole, 202. 30 feet down. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to do. Remember that careening comment I just made? I may be subject to that here in just a second. Thankfully, it got over into the fringe. Probably saved me. Can we chip it in? If you've been watching these playthroughs, in our contest series playthroughs throughout the last week and a half, you know that chipping it in is something that is more likely than me putting it in. All right. Not my favorite look off the tee here. Just a lot kind of a lot going on that doesn't really highlight the actual hole that we're on. I see that green in the background. I see the one over to the right, and I don't mind seeing other holes. But there's nothing that defines this green from where we're at. Likewise, this bunker work over here isn't even really seen from the tee. It's probably my least favorite of the ones we've played so far. Won't stop us from trying to make birdie. Uh-oh. A little long. Didn't read the chip well enough. We'll tap that in. Nice camera look there across the plot. But transitioning over to this one, I like the look of this hole. Has its own identity. A little bit of shade. Trees on both sides. Feels a little heavy against my trajectory. So like you got the weight of the tree on the right. Keeping you feeling grounded here at the tee. And kind of up through the tunnel, up through the chute here, aiming at the green. It's a good look. I like it. $149 up. Not sure this is a great area here. I mean, you'd have water collecting right there in the green. It would kill the green right there. It's not pinnable. I would like to see that go one direction or another, rather than creating a little bowl there. Guess that tee shot was okay. I kind of got lucky. I didn't intend to pull it left onto the fringe like that. Maybe we can make the putt and pay it off, but we didn't. We didn't. Oh, long par 3 here. Very nice. Down through, we got boulders to our left. Some rock outcroppings in front of us to the right. Hitting down through the middle of those. I like the look of that. It's kind of got a punch bowl style green, which, hey, for a long par 3, it's fairly inviting. I'd like to see a little bit more depth and a little bit more sculpting around these bunkers. I think that would just really set them off. They're great where they are. I could see them from the tee. I definitely don't want to be in them, that type of thing, but just a little bit more sculpting would really help. Oh, that's pulled. That's not going to be good. How can you have a punch bowl style green and miss the green entirely? That means we have to have some fun now. Let's try to play a spinner off this slope. I'm just here for your entertainment. Routine par. This particular fence, I'm not really sure what it's doing. I can't even tell which side I'm supposed to walk on. Or maybe I walk in the opening there and just walk down through here. Yeah, I'd probably lose that one. Because from the tee, it's just providing a distracting object rather than an object that's adding anything. So I'd probably lose that one. Try to sling it in there. Nothing really defining about this hole necessarily. Not a bad hole. It's, you know, kind of there within the round, if you will. It's very hard to make 18 different par threes. I get that. It's part of why it's an contest idea. But I think there'd be, you want like do something on each one to set it apart or set it off. Like even this one's a bit, just even a bit more visually appealing. You've got some trees doing different things with the visual sight lines. You've got the grass up here on the right, giving me some color. Oh, there is a different texture for the walkway. Okay, I see that now. Here. I didn't see that on the other hole, so let me... Now you got me curious. The hole I just complained about with that fence. And I said I don't know where I'm supposed to walk. So we would have left this green. Okay, I can see the surface here. So we would be walking on this side. Okay, and then down through here on the right of that fence-ish thing. Yeah, I still don't love it. Like, basically intersecting the midline of the hole. Maybe, and again, to make it more visually appealing, maybe I'd bring this one out to the left as well. And then put this nice planting on this side. And then that just gives us that just a bit more visual appeal to this hole that I was missing. Little green for a long shot, but it is a punch bowl. So, completely fair again, I think. Oh, he's walking after it. I don't know why. It's way too far, but I wanted to see if the slopes would bring it back in. If you have slopes, it's fun to play with them, right? He walked like he peered that, and it's 18-footer for birdie. But he made the putt, so more power to him. Very comfortable round thus far. Winds are a little challenging. I'm never very good in the wind. Nine iron, 145 downhill. I like the cactus to my left. Bringing the cactus in close on the tee shot. Give us just a more up close look at it than all of those ones in the background there. Nice way to bring it together. Kind of a smallish green. Not really. This slope is very playable, so it's nice size green, actually. I take that back. The runoff area down here. I think I'll play it out here. Try to go for this flag since it's pretty friendly. Yeah, I was worried about that. Sometimes the crosswind holds it up a little, and sometimes it really doesn't. This is a double breaker. Double lotta breaker. Kind of looks like an area to the right there that would gather water again. Generally want to try to keep those off your greens, just from a realism standpoint. Nice little short tucked in here amongst the rock mounds. That's a neat look. Yeah, I like this one. Oh, does it like me? Almost. Hold it a little bit and got away with it. Nice bird. I feel like you have to birdie those short ones, don't you? Still like to see those bunkers just popped in there a little bit more. See how it kind of still feels flat, you know, all across this plane, left to right. The ground isn't flat. You know, you've got this slope down here working down to the approach. You've got this one leaning over to the right, bringing the golf ball down off the green into the apron here. Green has a big ridge in it, but yet from the tee, the bunkers, excuse me, plural, and green are, you know, very horizontally flat. Something that would make it pop more is just a bit more sculpting on those areas. Wow, we're hitting over the other green. 4. That's not where I wanted to hit that at all. At all. I have left myself some homework here. We're going to have to go to the flop. I don't want to chip across that that slope right there. Oh, are you kidding me? That didn't go in? It looked too good not to go in. I can see the red slope from here. What do we got here? Oh, what a green. Look at this. This green has some sculpting and some interest. And see what you've done here? How these bunkers are sculpted up, and it's informing the contouring and the slopes here and here. That's exactly the kind of stuff I was talking about on that last hole. This is right. I mean, this does it, you know? This does it. Does what I was talking about. Scary little shot, too. Oh, sit. Okay. Got lucky there. Yeah, that's a scary little shot. I liked it. That was a fun little par 3 there. And that's the kind of sculpting I'm talking about. That looked very nice. Bunkers could stand to be sculpted a little more in the middle. They're just a teeny bit flat in the middle too, but I'm not suggesting making them deep bathtubs or anything. I love how these bunkers sit in the... Yeah, these are great. I love how these just sit in the rocks here with the sculpting around them. That's very nice. Love the pop of color here. These planted areas are simple, but they look good, you know? They provide a nice look. Another runoff here. Try to keep this on the bottom level if I can. Yep. That'll work. Might even use the slope a little bit for some help. Very nice. I like it when a plan comes together. I like it when a plan comes together and is ruined by a 6-foot missed putt. Come on, Victor. $73 down. Man, hate to be this guy. Repeat this again, but look at these bunkers right here. They're awfully flat, you know, compared to the green. But if they were bumped or contoured in like these ones were over here. Remember this hole? If they were doing this kind of stuff, you'd have a totally different look here. And it would just make a world of difference. Is this 2 greens or 1? The screen is huge. This one might be a little too big. Probably could have got away. If this is all 1 green, you probably could have got away with just making, like, cutting it here and making this your green for this hole. And not even having this whole portion here, all this over here. Because look, if I'm aiming here, if the pin was here and I'm aiming here, it's a good looking par 3, albeit, you know, the bunkers. But, yeah, we're close. There's another one of those little areas where the sculpting goes in all directions. Catch a slope now. Attaboy. Nice. Can we convert on the putt is the question. This is my favorite look across the course. Just kind of across here, back at the clubhouse area, up the hill, boulders in the background. Yeah, one of my favorite looks here. Really do like the brown yellow grasses that mixed in. Really adds a nice look. I like this ridge line in the green. I'm almost wondering if we could... Nah. We'll do a half. Just kind of a half swing on the wedge. See if we can get it down there. Yes. All right, what's our 18th gonna do? The final hole. Does it give us a magical look? Straight up the hill. So we got 199 up 60. Whew. Whoa, and a huge green with a lot of slope. Kind of interesting. This whole portion of the green is unusable. Almost no matter where you hit there, the ball will end up down here in this area because it'll use this. It'll just kind of come in here. This is the same kind of thing. It's all gonna come back through here. But you can't see any of that from up down here. I don't know if I like this as a finisher. I actually don't mind the hole, I don't think. Not sure if I like it as a finisher, though. Oh, that's well short of what I wanted. Well short of what I wanted. Yeah, it's a longer birdie putt than I had hoped. So when I say something like, you know, I'm not sure it's what I want as a finisher, right? So I'm hitting a tee shot to a place I can't see. It's a longer shot that's going to have kind of one outcome. And then even if I don't do it right, I'm going to have some 40 foot putt for birdie with a tap in par, and it kind of leaves you going, okay, that was a hole. But is it a memorable hole? Is it like, oh, that was an awesome finisher, I gotta come back and play Valley Road again? Now, would I come back and play Valley Road again overall? Yeah, absolutely. There were some really fun shots out there. But the 18th hole wasn't what's going to get me to come back. Like, for example, on hole 1, it was so picturesque. I remember playing hole 1, opening the round, having the game come up, take us to the first tee and go, oh, this is a really good looking golf course. You want to leave them with that feeling again on the 18th hole. So thank you for designing. Pros and cons. Pros, love the color combos, the contrast, the look of the golf course overall, really beautiful. Planting was well done. I don't even mind the fences and the walkways, just in certain areas there could have been, maybe, in my opinion, in different places, just to be more natural of where you would walk or how it would impact the sightline. Bunker placements were good. The greens were interesting. The con on that side is just, I think, could have been more sculpted in the bunkers and around the bunkers, especially. Having the bunkers sit in the land in a way that's going to inform the contours of the greens or the surrounds or the aprons or whatever in the green complex is going to just make for a more interesting playability and also an interesting visibility from the tee shot. Yeah, and pros, I mean, there were some interesting shots. You know, I wasn't a huge fan of the uphill 18th, but I do remember, you know, the uphill, whatever, it was like third or fourth hole that we came to, which was a really, really good hole. So the variability of uphill and downhill was was nicely thrown in there. And for the most part, the greens were interesting. Had to be careful not to hit some of those runoffs and stuff. Yeah, I think that's a very good course. I mean, it's a good entry into the contest for sure. And it's one of the only ones in desert, if I'm recalling correctly. I don't recall anybody else doing steppe or desert, so it's really going to set itself apart from that aspect too. And I thought it was, I thought it would look good. I like the boulder outcroppings, some different rock formations and things like that. Really good. So hope everyone gives this a play. It'll definitely be featured in the Dirty Ankle Mafia Society, of course. And I do want to thank Grenade for designing for us, being part of the contest. I wish you best of luck. And until next time, thanks Grenade for designing. Thank you guys for playing. Hope you're enjoying the opportunity to play some different stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care.